Looks now for Pablo Hernandez, takes it wide, goes for goal. Big block coming in from Arsenal, but Pablo gets the ball back, looks for the cutback, it's brilliant. Has to be a goal. David Brooks, right place, right time. Here we go now, Brooks, who's had a really good episode. Costa looks for Augustine, has to be a goal, and there you go. That is the Augustine we know and love. So, this is it, Season 1 finale of the Leeds United Career Mode series. It's been a really long season, a season where we were probably expected to get relegated back to the Championship, but we defied all odds and, well, we've secured ourselves a top half finish, which is just amazing, and it gives us a good platform to build on for next season. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be wrapping up the Premier League season, hopefully finishing maybe 8th or 7th, if that is even possible, and just having a good end to the season. Obviously, I know you guys love the end of season awards segment, and well, after we're done with all our games, we're going to have that in today's episode, which should be a lot of fun. We've actually got some pretty big fixtures in the Season 1 finale of the Leeds series. I mean, Chelsea and Man City are just massive games. Of course, they won't really matter too much. Now, interestingly, we do have some really big games left in the Premier League. Chelsea and Man City and Burnley. Oh, Burnley again. So we're going to be playing them in today's episode. So should be a great season finale to wrap up the season and build towards Season 2 of the Leeds series. So if you guys have enjoyed this Leeds career mode so far, make sure you drop a like on the video. 3,000 likes would be unbelievable. Subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get this underway. Final press conference of the season. If you guys want to see your questions being answered for Season 2, drop them down in the comment section below. First one of the day. Train Calvin Phillips, Brooks and Foyth for the 80+ rating objective. That is exactly what I've been doing throughout the course of this season, and we're super close to completing that objective. Phillips and David Brooks are both 79 rated. Hopefully in this episode, by the end of it all, they can make the jump to 80. Foyth, though, is only 78 rated, so I'm not too sure if we'll have 3 players above the overall of 80 by the end of this season, so we might be failing that objective, but we'll see. There is a bit of hope though with maybe Augustine getting there, but that's super unlikely to be fair. Foyth needs to jump in his overall as soon as possible, but I'm not too sure if it's possible. We'll see though. I'd love to complete that objective to get some additional cash, but good to see Brooks and Phillips almost there. Next question. Signing a quality left back is crucial next season as Saka's loan is going to be over and Alioski is the current best left back at the club. You're not wrong. You're absolutely right. In fact, we need to look for a left back next season. If it's possible to sign Saka, I'd love to do that, but look at his value, 27.5 million. I'm not paying that much money for a left back that's not like 80+ rated. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. So we'll have to look elsewhere for the left back. Maybe we could loan in Saka again. I'm not sure if that'll be possible or is that a good option or not, but I'd definitely love to sign Saka, but it's just not possible by the looks of things. But yeah, we need to look for a left back next season, and I can't wait to get Season 2 underway. So much to do, so much progress to be made, and yeah, left back is definitely on my agenda. Okay, now you guys seem to be pretty hyped for the next season, as all the questions today are basically for the next season. What particular position do you want to improve in the upcoming transfer window? So for Season 2, we've already kind of sorted out the striker position with Cavani and potentially Augustine coming in. The midfield, we improved it with James Rodriguez. We've got a new keeper, so probably defense. First of all, getting Ben White back to Leeds United is one of my goals, and probably a left back, as I said, but any other suggestions are welcome. It all depends on how much money we've got to work with, because if we've got a big pool, a big transfer budget, things could get really interesting in Season 2 of the Leeds series. With that press conference done, let's move on. What an episode it was for Kiko Casilla as he made save after save. I mean, some of the saves he was making was just ridiculous, and deservedly so. He picks up the Player of the Episode award. Also, a quick discussion about the Youth Academy. Maybe we just ignored it for this series now, because it's so expensive to get a proper good youth scout, and with the realism mod, it gets harder and harder to find talents. And I don't think we'll be doing this series long enough to anyway see one of these youth talents to reach their max potential. So I'm thinking we just give Youth Academy a pass in this series. What we could do though is use to scout a future star and get ourselves a top talent. That could be the play. Let me know in the comments section if you guys think this is a good idea, because this could really have a big impact in the series, and I'd love to try this out. This really is a make or break episode for our season objectives. We've got to try and complete as many objectives as possible. Thankfully, we've completed the top half objective that guarantees us 5 million. I think the midfield maestro challenge will be too difficult because Calvin Phillips is nowhere near the 7.6 plus rating mark. Again, the Premier League quality, as we discussed, it's going to be difficult to get that done, but one more game with 55% possession and we'll be through against Burnley. I'm hoping we can get that done, and also a couple of goal contributions with Brooks, and we've done the next gigs challenge as well. Let's hope we can wrap all this up. Okay, so I'm just thinking if it's possible to overtake Everton in the Premier League. Of course, mathematically it is, we know that, but Everton have a 3-point gap over us, and the fact that they've got a game in hand, it's going to be difficult. And also, let's not forget, we've got difficult games against Chelsea and City coming up. So anyways, let's just see how things go. If we can pull a great run of form, anything could happen. But let's go out there against Chelsea. Not much pressure because we don't really have much to play for. Let's put in a good performance and focus on completing our objectives. Now, if you guys do remember, Chelsea were one of the teams we beat earlier on in the season. And if we can do it again, it'll be a league double over Chelsea. Now, keep in mind, we have done the league double over Liverpool this season, which is just crazy to even say that considering they're champions now. But yeah, we can do it against Chelsea if we can do it against Liverpool. Okay, now one more thing to take note of. For the most part this season, our morale has been between happy and content, which doesn't really give your team a big stat boost. But finally this season, it's now hitting the very happy stage, which means our players' stats should be pretty high. In fact, let's take a look and see what kind of implication does this morale have. So Augustine for some reason is content, but is that because he's on loan? I'm not sure, but stats have gone up massively for players like Brooks and all. That's why he feels so quick in game and so agile and all. I mean, his dribbling is basically 93. Like, I think players who are on loan, their morale isn't affected, which is so annoying. And still, Augustine is one of our best players. That's actually mad. And yeah, it basically confirms that, because even Ben White, Augustine, Helder Costa, all of them's morale are just content. So players like Foyt, who we own, their stats are getting a massive boost for this episode. Here we go, time for a visit to Stamford Bridge, and this is how I've got my team set up. Even though a few players like Brooks and Augustine aren't fully fit, I'm just gonna run with it. Their stamina is more than enough to get through this game. I'm also starting Billy Gilmore against this former team. Should be interesting to see how he performs, but apart from that, a strong Leeds team. Let's go out there and do our best. So here we go, big night against Chelsea. We know they've got Raphael, Varane and whatnot. They've got a solid team, but I'm ready for this challenge. We don't have much pressure because we already secure top 10 in the Prem. We're not getting relegated or anything. We don't even have European football for the most part to play for, so let's just go out there, no pressure, and try and maybe snatch a result away from Chelsea. Not gonna lie, first 5 minutes, I've got positive vibes. We're off to a really good start. We're keeping possession well. If we can complete the possession objective in this game, that'd be nice. Oh, Willian on the attack here. Looks to play this one in. Ooh, they almost scored from that. Kiko Casilla had to be alert. Tammy Abraham there. Willian doing well as well. The now Arsenal player, as you guys would have seen today. I think he just made the transfer. It's now confirmed. Fair enough, Willian. He's going to be earning the big bucks at Arsenal, but yeah, we've got to be careful defending against him because on this game, he's still super quick. Saka looks for Billy Gilmore, who's been really key to keeping possession for us in this game. Augustine makes the turn, good shoot here. That's quality defending from Chelsea. Augustine has done that so many times this season, you know, quickly turning away from a defender and getting the shot off, but this time Chelsea were alert to it. Once again, we're moving the ball around really well as a quick pass for Augustine on the turn. He does this so well, but Kepa denies him the goal. Augustine, when he's able to, you know, turn the defender, he's just so effective. Reminds me of what prime Luis Suarez used to do back in his Liverpool days or even his early Barcelona days. It's so similar, it's so effective as well, but Kepa here with a good save. Calvin Phillips now looks for Augustine inside for Liam Cooper. And now it's Saka. How's he not scoring that? Samuel Umtiti with the block and the challenge. Come on, man, we've got to be scoring that. But a weird chance with Liam Cooper finding himself in the box. Billy Gilmore on the turn, now Augustine. We're turning their players really well as Brooks gets a chance here. We're trying to complete the objective and it's off the post. We needed that to go in, man. We're trying to complete the objective with David Brooks. Ah, that's frustrating. Here we go now with Billy Gilmore as he looks for Brooks. Looks to feed this one for Augustine. What can Augustine do here? Looks for Saka. That's a brilliant pass. Saka could maybe cut this one for Billy Gilmore, who can't get the shot off for some reason. Why? Did he trip over the ball or something? Varane came in and got it, but I'm pretty sure Billy Gilmore had enough time to at least get a shot in. First time probably, but oh, that's a bit annoying. half-time, I think we've been much better. We've had way more possession than Chelsea as well. We've just got to keep this going. I think we could get a win here because Chelsea do look a bit jaded, I guess. Phillips, lovely stuff to find Augustine. Now it's Billy Gilmour, back to Augustine. It's brilliant football. Augustine now up against Umtiti and Rafael Varane. He's not going to beat the two of them, but we still keep hold of the ball. Helder Costa looks now for Brooks. Back to Helder Costa, who could score here. 1v1. Come on, Kepa. Stop saving everything, man. Saka tries to find this one back in, but Varane gets it away. That would have also been an assist for David Brooks, you know, so it's a bit annoying. Oh, here we go now. David Brooks has got space to run into as he looks to beat Rafael Varane. Does that so easily, and now Brooks here on goal. Could cut this one back for Helder. This has to be a simple goal for us, and there you go. Chelsea look awful in this game, and we're taking complete advantage of it. We might be able to do the league double over them as Brooks provides for Helder Costa, getting himself an assist, as well as Costa picking himself up a goal as we take the lead against Chelsea in brilliant fashion. David Brooks just got past Rafael Varane like he wasn't even there, which is such a surprise. I feel like Varane has been more suspect in this game than Umtiti, who's actually done pretty well, so that's super weird. But we saw what Varane did in the Champions League, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised. Anyways, it's 1-0. We've got to now defend really well. Uh-oh, a bit of space here for Tammy Abraham and Chelsea. We've got to use Liam Cooper there. Oh, the ball comes in. Pulisic with the header. How is Foyt not even challenging for that header? Good attempt though from the American, but thankfully our keeper made a good save. Here's Billy Gilmour. Could now look for Saka. It's a brilliant run from Saka, who's been tremendous down this left side in this one. Still Saka going backwards because there really wasn't any passing options. Augustine's run was pretty bad, so we're just keeping possession now, rotating the play, as I could find a chance here with Brooks. Ah, come on, Emerson. But that's such a wasted attack. Player movement there was shocking from pretty much all our attackers because Saka made such a good run and it was just completely wasted. It's a corner for Chelsea. I do not like set pieces, especially when they've got players like Tammy Abraham and now, well, Ross Barkley in the box, and Chelsea get themselves the equaliser in the 89th minute. Oh god. This second half they've been much better than us, and it's probably a deserved goal, so I can't really complain. Fair enough, it's Chelsea we're facing. They were the team that were favourites to win. Getting a draw is still valuable here. Let's now just see this game out, keeping possession, helping out with the objective. And that is full time in this one. I'll take a draw against Chelsea. We put in a good performance with a bit more quality. I think we can beat teams like Chelsea in a rather comfortable fashion. What on earth is Frank Lampard wearing? Anyways, the most important thing now is whether we've kept 55% possession or not to help us with the objective. And thankfully, just about that, we've kept 55% possession exactly. And that's completed the objective. Now, we don't have to worry about this, so that's brilliant. So for now, until the end of the season, I'm giving Calvin Phillips as well as Foyt a couple of training sessions to help with completing the objective. And there you go, we've made a bit of progress. Brooks is now 80 rated. Somehow, if Phillips and Foyt can get to the 80 mark, that'll be huge for us. But we'll see if that happens or not. But I'm glad Brooks has reached there. Our first 80 rated player of this series. Next up, we've got Burnley in the Premier League, which I am going to simulate. We've already completed the 55% objective, and I don't really want to put myself through a game against Burnley. It is just way too frustrating. Let's just get this game out of the way. Maybe Brooks getting a goal contribution or something. Nope, it's a classic 0-0 draw against Burnley. It is what it is, I guess. We still get ourselves a point. So it's now time for our final game of the season as we take on Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Wow, they're fighting for second place, but we know second place isn't all that valuable. They've already secured Champions League qualification, so I'm not too sure City are too fussed about this fixture, but we've got something to play for. We need a goal contribution from Brooks to help complete one of our objectives, so I'm kind of going to be aiming for that. I'm once again starting Billy Gilmour ahead of Pablo Hernandez because we're at the end of the season. It just makes sense to give the youngsters a chance, and that's why he plays. We've got Brooks, Augustine, Phillips, basically the same lineup I started against Chelsea for this one. So final Premier League game of the season. Let's wrap this one up and move on to season 2. Okay, now before we get our final Premier League game of the season underway as we take on Pep Guardiola, let me know how would you rate or how much would you rate our first season back in the Premier League with Leeds out of 10. I would give it like a solid 8 out of 10. We could have maybe done better, pushed for a European spot, but let's be real, with the squad we had, avoiding relegation was like the bare minimum, and we really exceeded our expectations this season, finishing top half. with the team we've got was just crazy good. So a solid 8 in my opinion. And now let's maybe finish off the season with a win. But it's going to be super hard. We're up against Man City. We know their team. De Bruyne. They've got, of course, Bernardo Silva. Maybe David Silva as well. It's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Here we are now with Billy Gilmore on the ball. Cleverly done to find Augustine. Fake shot from Augustine. Should be able to score this. Augustine scores on the final Premier League game of the season. It just had to be him. Our best player this season by far. Jean-Kevin Augustine with a fantastic goal to kick things off. City don't look in the mood. They've nothing to play for. Of course, they're going to be a bit jaded and like lack of concentration, I suppose. And we take complete advantage of that. Augustine with a banging finish to start things off. 1-0 Leeds United, similar to what happened against Chelsea. Here's Brooks, twisting and wriggling past defenders there as he looks to find Jean-Kevin Augustine. This could be another goal here. Augustine goes down inside the box. Penalty. Stones getting a booking for that? Yes, he is. And it's a chance now for us to score with Brooks and complete the objective. Ooh, I didn't expect to get the objective done within like 20 minutes. But penalties, you guys know how bad I am with them. So, yeah, we've just going to have to push through this one. David Brooks, I am going to go right. Please just work. I haven't scored a pen in a pretty long time by the looks of things. Let's see if I can get this one top right. Please work. Why am I so bad with penalties? That's potentially going to cost us 5 million this season or next season. Like, why am I so bad with penalties, man? Honestly, we got a great chance to, get a 2-0 lead against City. I just can't seem to get penalties on target, man. This year, penalties for me have been such a damn struggle. And I know the comment section is now going to rip me apart for missing that pen. Oh god. Not gonna lie, Man City have just been borderline abysmal in this game. They are literally doing nothing. I've got so much space to exploit with my players. I'm keeping possession pretty easily. Like, look at that. No intensity whatsoever from City. They've been awful, and I guess we should be taking advantage of the fact that they just don't seem to be in the mood. Here's Saka now, getting in behind brilliantly. Still Saka, could be earning another penalty for us. Helder Costa trying to find Brooks, but yeah, City defend that really well. I'm kind of now pushing for the Brooks goal to give us the extra money for next season. Halftime against Man City, apart from like that missed penalty, we've pretty much been comfortable in this game, leading and dominating. More of that in the second half and I'll be a happy man. Augustine has done so well there. Now looks for Saka, who's got an in behind here. Should be a goal for Saka. Come on. I waited a bit too much, I guess, for that, and Edison collects the ball. Raheem the Dream Sterling down the wings. Foyth made that look so easy. I've got to say, Foyth, as a right back or even as a centre back, he's just so good. I mean, he's quick as well for a right back and so impressive, man, honestly. Here we go, one last chance before we can wrap this game up and end off our Premier League season on a high as Saka looks to find Calvin Phillips. I'm looking to find Brooks here on this attack, but he's just not opened up into any good space. A goal from Brooks would now literally be worth 5 million for us, so I'm just pushing for that. We'll see if we can make it happen. Full time, and there you go. That is the end of the Premier League season. I think we've officially finished 9th in the league as we pick up a massive win against Man City on the final match day of the season. They didn't have much to play for. We took advantage of that, and it's a good way to end off the season. It's been tremendous, getting top half in the Premier League with this team is a big achievement, and we can only go upwards from here. More progress next season, and I can't wait for it. One thing I'm really disappointed with is the fact that we didn't complete the David Brooks challenge, but it is what it is. Things happen like that in football, but really happy with the win. And there you go. Officially, we finish 9th in the Premier League, 5 points behind Leicester City. I guess this is where we've been on the Premier League table for the most part this season, in 9th. 17 wins, 10 draws and 11 losses. Not bad at all. Same number of losses as teams like Liverpool, close to Arsenal and all. It is, of course, Liverpool who end up winning the Premier League. United, City and Chelsea complete the top 4. Spurs and Arsenal miss out. Let's see which teams got relegated. Palace, Southampton and Brentford go right back down. Bruno Fernandes surprisingly takes home the Golden Boot award from the Premier League with 27 goals in 38 games. That's mad impressive. Firmino and Salah with 22 goals apiece. Augustine came in with 19. He's the only player from our team even on this list. Oh wait, no, Brooks is in there with 10 goals, so fair enough. So those two in there. Assist-wise, do we have any Leeds players in here? Not in the top 15, maybe in the top 25. We do have Brooks there with 8 assists, which is really commendable. And clean sheets-wise, Kiko Casilla was in the top 5 keepers in the league, which is so impressive. Let's also take a look at the teams that will be in the Premier League next season. I'm not sure if the playoff final has been played yet, but Watford and Bournemouth are going right back up. Reading, Norwich, Preston and Cardiff in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see which teams make it to the Premier League next season. So it's Chelsea who end up winning the FA Cup 2-1 over Spurs. And what about the Carabao Cup? I completely forgot to see who won it. So it was Liverpool who managed to win this 5-4 on penalties. Now obviously we're not in the Europa League and the Champions League, but it's always fun to see who wins these competitions. So Lazio end up winning the Europa League final over Olympique Lyon, and the Champions League goes to Atletico Madrid. How is this the final? RB Leipzig, Atletico, and Atletico come out on top 2-1. Interesting, very, very interesting. Okay, now let's take a quick look at the stats of all our players and find out whether we finally got 3 80+ rated players or not. Unfortunately, that is not the case. David Brooks is the only player that managed to hit the 80 overall mark. Foyth came so close to 79. Calvin Phillips hit 79 as well. Augustine hit the 77 mark. Ben White to a 77 and so on. And Nketiah was the player that made the most growth with a +5 rating boost. Very interesting. Next season, let's hope we can have a big one for us. And now stats wise, let's find out our top goal scorers for the season. I'm pretty sure we all know who it is. It's Jean-Kevin Augustine with 19 goals, all of them coming in the Premier League. What a season he's had. Brooks coming in with 10, Bamford with 5, he's going to be leaving the club end of season. Pablo Hernandez with 4, Costa with 3 and so on. Let's hope next season Cavani will be up there with some big stats. Brooks coming in with 9 assists for the season, Pablo with 6, Augustine with 4, Alioski from that left back position with 4, that's a bit mad. Saka with 4 as well and so on. How has Foyth got like 3 assists? That's mad impressive. So it's now time for the end of season awards ceremony. Let's wrap this up by honoring some of our best players from this season, starting off with the best transfer award. We've got a couple of nominees in here. We're also including loan signings because they've been super influential for us. So Brooks and Saka are the nominees for best signings of the season. We know how good Brooks has been, the only player to hit the 80 overall mark, 19 goal contributions this season. On the other hand, Saka has been so versatile, so useful, and we're going to be losing out on him, and it's so painful. But yeah, I think these two have been our best signings of this season, so make sure to let me know in the comments section who you think has been our best transfer. The next award we've got is the Young Player of the Season, and once again, Saka gets in on the nominations. Again, another phenomenal season from the Arsenal youngster. He's been so good for us. We just spoke about him. But your second nominee is going to be Ben White, another loanee. Just goes to show how much we've depended on loan signings this season. But both these two youngsters were phenomenal for us in defense and Saka in attack as well. So yeah, it's your decision. Let me know in the comments section who should be our best young player for the season. Next up is the goal of the season, and this is always a fun award to do. And I think for the first time in any of my career modes, both goals are scored by the same player. So you just can decide which goal is better from Augustine. He scored 2 phenomenal goals. Take a look and make your decision. It is now Calvin Phillips. Look at how deep Aston Villa are. But the pass to Augustine was brilliant. Goes for goal. Oh my god, Augustine. We've got to sign him next season. I'm sorry, we just got to. What on earth was that for a finish? 2-1 Leeds United. This man is single-handedly carrying us right now. Well, Pablo does incredibly well there. Looks for Jean-Kevin Augustine, and here he goes. Could be his first goal since his injury. Still Augustine finds space, goes for goal. This guy is unbelievable. The quality to pull that off and the technique involved, just unbelievable, man. Jean-Kevin Augustine hits double-digit figures. The final category is the big one, player of the season. It wasn't difficult choosing the nominees. We know Augustine was going to be there, Brooks as well. As I just said, Brooks with 19 goal contributions this season. Augustine just lit up the Premier League for us. 19 goals all by himself and was just truly phenomenal. It's between the two of them. Let me know in the comments section who should be your player of the season. One final look at our season objectives. It's been a bit of a difficult one, but at the start of the season we said that the season goals were meant to be a challenge, and they really were a challenge for us this season. We've managed to complete only 2 out of the possible 6 objectives, but that's going to be important for us. We completed the top half challenge as well as the possession based challenge, and that means we get an additional 10 million added to our budget for next season. That could still be massive. So there you have it, season 1 done and dusted. What a successful season it's been, and I'm sure season 2 is going to be even bigger than this, because We've got some big players coming in: Cavani, James Rodriguez and Benitez. I genuinely can't wait to find out how much money we're going to have to work with. And yeah, trust me, next season is going to be fire, and hopefully I'll see you guys there. But for now, we're wrapping up season 1. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, and well, I'll catch you all next time.